Right now, millions of students are settling in at college. They'll make new friends, have new experiences, gain new knowledge, but that time away from home also can bring new temptations. And if you think your kid is not at risk for drug abuse, well, think again. Right now, I've got Brett Watson and Dr. Timothy Huckabee joining me now with more. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you
Thanks for having us. Really appreciate you.
All right, Brett, let's get right to it. Addiction is something you know all too well.
Yeah, indeed. You know, I stepped foot on a college campus, you know, having had a couple of drinks at the end of my high school career, but as soon as I had that freedom that a college campus brings, you know, things quickly spun wildly out of control. You know, I come from a great family and didn't really have too many issues in high school, but you know, once I kind of started going down that path, things quickly got out of hand because of some genetic factors, you know, in my family. You know, that I have a history of alcoholism in my family, and you know, once you know things started progressing, it got out of hand real quick, and school and my social life continued to suffer from there on.
And Dr. Huckabee, I mean, the statistics are staggering. Just Brett's story seems more common. 3 million students reported binge drinking in just the last month, and of course 1 million reported developing a dependence or reporting a drug or alcohol abuse. So how do we recognize the addictions?
Well, it can be subtle early on, but eventually it begins to affect every aspect of a person's life. They wind up with mood changes, behavior changes. In the end, they wind up with appearance changes. They're not taking care of themselves. If they begin injecting drugs, they may wind up wearing long sleeves to cover their track marks. Ultimately, they cannot fulfill their major obligations. They don't go to class, they don't make good grades, they wind up being unemployed, they may have DUIs or arrests. And at that point, we know something significant is happening, and they need help.
And even if they are going to school and doing well, we've heard horror stories of students using Adderall to stay up and study, so even your straight A student could be abusing.
That's true. And the whole emphasis of the collegiate recovery community is to promote health, being clean, being drug-free, and having fun in college without the temptation to use alcohol and drugs. It's not necessarily geared for those that already have addiction. It's geared for promoting recovery and promoting living drug-free and having a college experience without the peer pressure to use these chemicals.
Well, Brett, were you able to get help on your college campus?
Yeah, there were a few resources available whenever I first sought help. Since that time, you know, especially at the University of Central Florida, they've done a great job of expanding resources available on campus. And so, you know, professional treatment is needed once you get to the point of having a full-blown addiction, and having resources available on campus for treatment and prevention and education, but also having, you know, off-campus treatment available is super important as well. But for students returning to school and trying to be successful once they do finally turn things around, it's critically important that we have support resources, academic counseling, individual therapy and counseling, sober, you know, drug and alcohol-free events, to where there isn't that pressure to have the college experience they see on TV and movies, that you have to get wasted every weekend, you know. So we just want to create a narrative that says you can have the full college experience, have fun, enjoy yourself, be successful, but you don't have to use drugs and alcohol to have that complete experience.
So is there a way we can help our favorite university set up a recovery center, or is there a website we can go to get more information?
Yeah, absolutely. DrugRehab.com is a resource that we've created that has a wealth of information on creating a collegiate recovery community on your own campus, as well as information regarding finding a treatment provider near you. So that's an excellent website and resource for any additional information in those two areas, and that's drugrehab.com. All
right, thanks for your insight, and thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
All right, and if you missed anything, you can go to our website, fox4morningblend.com. All right, what happens when I say the word Medicare? Did you just sigh or roll your eyes? What about if I said Medicare Part A or B or C? Okay, don't change the channel yet. All right, we all need help figuring it out. It can be difficult, especially when it comes to your finances. But don't worry, up next we got tips to sort through it all and get your money on track. That's next.